Okay, so y'all, our lesson for today is something new. You haven't seen this before, potentially. It's called mean absolute deviation. But the other days we went ahead, we did like mean, median, mode, range, the quartiles, the IQR, all that stuff. We did that the other day. It was kind of a review of what you did in school, right? So today we're going to do mean absolute deviation. I'm going to put over here on the side what in the chat what mean absolute deviation is. Oh, we find the mean. Mean and median are what we call measures of center, right? They basically tell us like what on average happens or what the middle part of the data is, all right? The range and the interquartile range tell us how much we have in the data, how spread out our numbers are in our data set. So we have another measure of spread that we call the mean absolute deviation. We abbreviate it MAD, all right? So the mean absolute deviation is the average distance between each data value and the mean. So basically, each number in your list of numbers is from the mean, all right? And how they vary. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share this with you. Let me start presenting this. All right. So you should be getting it soon on your screen. All right, here it is. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're just going to work on finding the mean, median, mode, range, quartiles, that's Q1, Q3, IQR, and MAD of each data set. And we're going to do that all in Desmos. You're not doing any of this by hand, okay? So if you already have Desmos open, go ahead and go there. And for those of you who didn't get to see it the last time, the easiest thing whenever you have a data set and you put it in Desmos, give the data set a name. I called this first data set A. So I'm just going to show you how I did it again. Put the letter A in, put the brackets, and then I'm going to put my numbers in. Okay. So those are all, this is for example one, because that's the one I'm starting with right now, example one. Okay, so I got all my data values in right here. Okay. And I need to find the mean, median, mode, range, and all that stuff for the data set. So all I'm going to do is when I go in Desmos, I call my data set A. So I'm going to type out the word mean, put the letter A in parentheses, and it tells me the mean of my data set is 9.6. So I know it's 9.6 for the mean. Okay. The median, I do the same thing, type in the word median, put the letter A. I find out the median, the middle number in my data is going to be 10. So there I'm going to put 10 for median. Mode is the number that shows up the most in my list of numbers. Well, I can just look at the list and see I got 2 10s and nothing else repeats. So my mode is also going to be 10 because that's the one that shows up the most. So remember, mean is the average of the numbers. Median is the middle value. Mode is the number that appears the most. Okay. And then we got to get our range, okay? Range is our highest value subtracted from our lowest value. Well, the highest number in our list is 13, and the lowest value is 7, right? And I believe we can also get that functionality in Desmos as well. Let me make sure before I tell you that. Ooh, come on, stats. Okay, so we can't get that one here because they said that's pretty straightforward. So just the highest value minus the lowest value. Well, the highest value is 13, subtract 7. So that's going to give us 6. Okay. So the highest number minus the lowest number. We got to get our quartiles. That's Q1, Q3. I remember yesterday for quartiles, I just do quartile, type that word in, or I can select it from over here on the side. Parentheses, A, comma, 1 to let them know I'm talking about Quartile 1 is 7.5. Okay. To get quartile 3, I'm going to do the same thing. Type in quartile. My list number, my list is A, and then quartile 3. So I type in, I find out that's 11.5. All right. The last thing there with the quartiles is the interquartile range, IQR. Okay, IQR. Remember, you do that by subtracting quartile 3 and quartile 1. So I'm going to do 11.5 minus 7.5. Tells me the interquartile range is 4. So we do quartile 3, or Q3 minus Q1. Okay. Any questions on any of those things I've shown us so far?
No.
Okay, so I got no. Guys, any questions on what I've shown thus far? Kylie, any questions? You can put it in the chat if you don't have your microphone on, that's fine. Okay. So the last thing we're going to do is mean absolute deviation, right here where it says MAD, all right? And you're literally going to do the same thing you've been doing in Desmos. You're going to type in the word MAD, the word MAD, parentheses A. And it gives you this number right here, 1.68. That's the mean absolute deviation. That's on average how far each number in your data set is from the mean value. So basically they said, okay, how far is 10 from the mean? How far is 7 from the mean? How far is this from the mean, all right? They found the length, the distances between those numbers and took the average of it. And that's how we end up with the mean absolute deviation. You don't have to do this by hand. You have Desmos right here to do it for you. So that saves you a lot of time, okay? So the mean absolute deviation of this data is 1.68. All right. So that's the first example, example 1. I'll highlight this one. We'll go with green, okay? All right, example 2, we're going to be doing the same stuff, all right? So I'm going to do a Desmos is just clear out. I'm just going to change my data set right here so I don't have to go through and type all that stuff over again. And I would suggest you do that to make it a lot easier on you when you're doing these calculations. So my new data set is going to be 10, 110, 114, 104, 108, and 106. So I'm just going to copy that into Desmos. So in here, that's my new data set. And look, everything is already done for you. So we want to get the mean, median, mode, all that stuff all over again. For example 2. So for example 2, I'm going to highlight this one in orange, I think. Yeah, orange. All right, so example 2, if you look, I already have it all here. The mean is going to be 108.4. Okay, the median is going to be 108. All this stuff is just right here in the list, okay? 108. The mode is the number that shows up the most. So we just have to look at the list of numbers. So I got 110, 114, 104, 108, 106. No number repeats, so I have no mode. There is no mode. No numbers repeat. So if you have, don't put 0 if there is no mode, because then you're saying the number 0 is the mode. So if there is no mode, just put no. The highest value subtract the lowest value. So our highest value here is 114. And we're going to subtract 106, so that's the lowest value. So 114 is going to give us 8. So that's how far apart our numbers are. That's how spread out our numbers are. Okay. Quartile 1 right here is 105, and quartile, so quartile 1 is 105, quartile 3 is 112. Interquartile range, remember you just subtract Q3 and Q1. So I do Q3 minus Q1. So 112 minus 105 is 7. So that's how spread out the middle 50% of the data is, okay, between the quartiles. And then lastly, the mean absolute deviation is 2.88. So on average, the numbers in the list are about 2.88 in distance from the mean. Any questions there, y'all? Any questions there?
No.
Yeah, I gotta know. Anybody else? Like anything needs to be clarified? It's kind of something else. Okay, nope. All right. Okay. All right. So I want y'all, I'm gonna give you like a few minutes. I want y'all to go and do, I want y'all to do number 1. And I'll make it a little bigger just in case you can't see. I want you to get all the information that you need. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see the number set if you don't have it pulled up. Okay, this is your set of numbers right here. 1, 1, 3, 5, 5, 6, 8, 11. I want you to get all that information I just did, the mean, median, mode, range, Q1, Q3, IQR, in mean absolute deviation, okay? So I'll give you some time. I want you to do it for this data set right here. And you can just put your, for a mean, just put your answer in and then we're gonna kind of go from there, okay? So I'll give you a few minutes to try that one. Okay, I'll give you a couple more minutes. Was it like 8:42, 8:43, around that area? This is just so you can practice getting it in the calculator and making sure. And just letting you know, tomorrow is an even day, and then Friday is an odd day. Tomorrow and Friday, you're going to get assigned like your assessment for the unit. It's a short project over statistics. You're basically using Desmos to help you get your answers. So tomorrow and Friday, I'm in here the entire class period to make sure you have access to the actual document and know what you need to do, and then you can ask questions and stuff. So tomorrow, Friday, that's what we'll be doing, okay? All right, it's 8:43. Anybody need more time in calculations? Put this in Desmos. Anybody need more time?
No.
Okay, I got no one person. Anybody else need more time, or are you okay? Okay, I got no, okay. All right, so on the side in the chat, don't say your answer out loud. Just type in what you got for the mean. I just want to see what you get for the mean value. When you put it in Desmos, what you get for the mean. And remember, this is your data set. I got one answer. Anybody else, y'all? Come on. It's more than one person in here. Okay, so I guess we're going to go with this one answer. That is correct for the mean. That is correct. All right. That's correct. All right. What about for the median? What you get for the median? Okay, so all right, so good. Okay, so we have a question. All right, look. So all you're doing to get your answers, I want to take back the Desmos window that I had up. All right, so just hold on real quick as far as giving answers. All you're doing, and I'll start over again. You're just taking the numbers that I gave right here. So these are my list of numbers. And I'm just putting them, I'm naming a list. I can name this list anything I want to. I can just make C, D, E, whatever. I can give it a name. All right. And I'm just putting the numbers in the list. All right. Once I get the numbers in the list, I just start typing out the words. You can go over here, functions, statistics, and choose the things that I need to know. Okay. So like mean, I type in the word mean. My list is list A, so parentheses list A. It tells me what the mean is. Okay. I type in the word median. I'm doing list A once again. It tells me what that is. So all you're literally doing is just kind of going down the list of what you're being asked to find and just typing those words in Desmos and putting your list in parentheses to get those actual values. You can call it, you can do A equals, C equals, D equals, F equals, whatever. You can give it 2 letters. It's whatever you want to make it be. Yes. And make sure you put this one in. That's the type of bracket you need. Don't put in the fancy one. Is this one a brace? Either one. That's the one you have to put in Desmos. All right, so the mean is 5. The median is 5, all right? What'd you get for the mode? The mode, remember, it's the number that shows up the most in the list. So what'd you get for your mode? Okay, good. All right. Okay, I see you. We get it now. Okay. And look, if you have a question about like as you're entering in what to enter in, just let me know. All right. So yeah, the median is 5. The mode is 1 and 5. You can have more than one mode. That is correct. All right. Yes, that's right. Okay. So we got mean, median, mode. Those 3 so far. Okay. The next one we need is the range. So what did you get for the range? Okay, both of you are correct. Range is the highest value, subtract the lowest value. So the highest number in the list is 11 and the lowest number is 1 in this list of numbers. Okay, so 11 minus 1 is 10. All right, then we gotta get our quartiles, all right? And so remember, when you're typing in for the quartile, the list, and then for quartile 1, you put in the number 1, all right? So just remembering that typing in functionality in Desmos as far as to get that value. So quartile 1, you should have got 2, right? What quartile number 3? Okay. All right, so quartile 3 is going to be 7. Okay, so we would just do quartile 3. Okay. Quartile. Quartile 3 is 7. This one was 2, this one was 7. All right, so we got our mean, median, mode, range, quartile 1 and 3, all right? And then we also need to get our interquartile range and our mean absolute deviation, the MAD, all right? So what's gonna be the interquartile range for this? Remember, you subtract minus Q1. Q3 was 7, Q1 was 2. Okay. All right, it is going to be 5 because 7 minus 2 is 5. Q3 minus Q1. All right, and lastly is the mean absolute deviation. So remember as well, so you just do MAD. This A. Lowercase, don't do them uppercase letters. You should have got 2.5 for your mean absolute deviation. Okay. So anyone have any questions about this particular topic or how to put this in Desmos, or you need to see it again? Anybody have any questions about that?
No, not for me.
Okay. All right. So I got 1 no. Anybody else? Can I get a yes, no? You can just type it in the chat if you don't want to talk out loud. Okay, got another no, so that's 2. All right, that's 3. All right. All right, y'all. So that's basically it as far as like what's new. So your assignment is already online. It's waiting for you. It's on USA Test Prep 1. It's the, let me bring it up. It's the one that says measures of center and spread classwork 3 attempts. So remember the one from the other day was intro to statistics classwork. Make sure you get that done because not that many people did it, as you can see. And then the measures of center and spread classwork is the one that starts today. All right. So that is it as far as your video lesson. You can start working on the practice assignment for today. And that is it, okay? And I'll still be here to answer any questions that you may have.